Kevin? Hello? Kevin? Is he with us? Okay. Alors, nice to talk to you. So I know Kevin. Okay. Hello, Kevin. You okay? I cannot hear you, Kevin. You're on mute, Kevin. You're on mute, Kevin. Yeah, difficult to hear you. You're on mute. Alvaro?
Hello.
Okay, Alvaro. Okay.
Hello.
Basically, Kevin, do you remember Alvaro? Can you tell us more about Alvaro because you were his teacher?
Yes, I seem to remember him. Didn't we meet once at in a beautiful city close to Madrid?
Yeah.
No, don't worry, he has a good memory. Huh? It's not time for Alzheimer yet, huh, Kevin?
Right.
Not time for Alzheimer. So basically, Alvaro, you're Kevin's students. We met.
Dr. Hubert, I'm going to leave you right now, but I just wanted to give my students a proper introduction. Okay. I was telling them in class that most of my students who finish the GMAT course with me and go on to do an MBA at a top school such as Harvard or Stanford or LBS or INSEAD actually work with you.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
And I must say that I'm really surprised, delighted actually, how successful you are in getting my students who have less than stellar GMAT scores into great schools. And that's a testament to your hard work.
By the way, we know that we had the one who had an interview with IAC with a 500. Huh? It's not there. It's one. Huh? You know, Juan Gish, the student, he got IAC with 500. Yeah, that's something I will tell you about test as well. That's something we can discuss about the choice of the test as well. Huh? Okay?
Right.
So how long do you stay with us, Kevin? Don't forget that I will be with you Sunday. Huh? I will be
very good then. Yeah. All right, take care.
Are you still in? You don't seem to be in. Are you in Spain now? You don't seem to be Kay Velasquez. Are you?
I'm in Budapest.
Okay, yeah, because it doesn't look like the school. Okay, so in Budapest. I've never been. Must be nice. Okay.
All right.
When are you back, Kevin? When are you back?
I'll be back in about 12 hours.
Okay, come back. I have a safe trip back. So see you Sunday, Kevin.
I'll see you Sunday.
Okay. So basically, so to tell you the story, so I come to Madrid once a month, sorry, and I met Alvaro, who was there, and it's funny because I got a very nice message from Carlos, your father, and I will never forget. He said, Alvaro likes you. He wants you as a coach, so as an engineering consultant, and would like you to work with him. Okay. By the way, I also got 800 on the GMAT, so I know the GMAT pretty well. Alvaro, do you want to introduce yourself before?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My name is Alvaro González. I'm currently living in Alcala University. I am in the last year of my undergraduate studies. I'm studying business management and law here in Alcala, and the last summer I decided to do the GMAT and to apply for a master in management. After finishing the GMAT intensive with Kevin, Kevin introduced me to Hubert, and we started working in our applications. In all the process, that is a really long process in the essays, the strategy, building the personal brand. And after 4 or 5 months of work, we applied to ESADE, London Business School, and INSEAD for the MIM, and successfully we get admitted in all of them, and I've decided to go to INSEAD the next year, this August.
So yes, it was an interesting story because we Alvaro got accepted to IAC and ESADE, and he thought that he wouldn't get a better school than IAC and ESADE. So he paid already, registered with IAC. You remember, Alvaro? And then I advise him to go to visit Nancy Piacentini, who is the director of admission at INSEAD, and say, go visit the school. That's something that they will like. They will organize a tour. Okay. I don't know if you remember, Alvaro, you got waitlisted.
Yeah.
At INSEAD. Then we wrote to INSEAD again. I also spoke to INSEAD to mention your unique added value. They also understood that Alvaro is a low student, and he got 650. So for a low student, it's a very good score. Okay. And then the good news came with LBS. And finally, what happened is that it shows INSEAD and lost his initial payment at IAC, but of course it was worth it. Okay. Alors, what is very interesting now is that Alvaro is an INSEAD fan, because on his LinkedIn profile, it suggests that you go on Alvaro's LinkedIn profile. He has already put the banner of INSEAD. So what are your interactions now with INSEAD? I see that you're pretty involved. Tell me, what are your current interactions, knowing that the program will start in July only?
Yeah, it will start in August, but we have the pre-program, the P0, is going to start in June. So I will move to Fontainebleau the first week of August.
Okay. And now, so can you tell us what you have to do now? Because that's something that maybe students do not know about INSEAD, the language. Because of course, I know Alvaro quite well. He's a good friend, and we can say that. So what have you got to do now, Alvaro? Tell me. Are you doing nothing, or are you active? Are you learning?
First, if you don't know a third language, INSEAD, it is mandatory to have an A2 level of a third language apart from English and your mother tongue. So I'm studying a bit of French, and also the P0 that is going to start that has 3 courses. One about presentations in English, the second one about programming in Python and R, and the third one is to start your career, your job seeking approach, create your brand, and those things. Yeah.
So basically, you have to understand that the master program and the MBA program at INSEAD are structured basically are quite similar, with with a certain number of periods. So for the MBA, there are 5 periods, and for the master, they have 6 periods, because they have a P0. Okay. And the first 2 months, so in July and August, it doesn't have to be on campus, but he has like a pre-MIM program with the program that you mentioned. And of course, it's the right time usually to learn a second foreign language. Okay. And of course, I was very elated that Alvaro decides to learn French, because as you can see, I'm French Belgian. So tell me, Santiago, you're a student with us as well. So you're a student with Kevin, but you're also an MBA Center student. Do you have a question for Alvaro, Santiago? Santiago?
Not for the moment. I don't have any question. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, because of course. And so basically, maybe the first thing that we can see together is the issue with tests. This year we have 12 students who have been accepted to INSEAD, and the scores were between 640 and 710. Okay, so basically you need a good GMAT, but I would say that it is the profile in general. So they're looking for good students. So basically there are 5 criteria that you have to know. First criteria is of course the GMAT. So you need to have a GMAT that is up to the level. So you have to see that Alvaro got 640, 650, and the average GMAT in Spain is 560. So he's 90 points above. So he's far above the average GMAT in Spain. So therefore, they will have a look at your international exposure, then the quality of your work experience, your leadership, and the right fit with the school. Okay, and the right fit with the school is assessed through 2 processes: the Kira talent and the motivation interviews. So tell me, Alvaro, what is the process overall to apply to INSEAD? Because it's a quite lengthy and cumbersome process. So what is it exactly? Tell me.
Well, first of all, you have to achieve a competitive GMAT. I would say that more than 640 is enough for you to be considered as an applicant. Then you have to create your own story, to create a strong profile that keeps the INSEAD's attention. You have to work really hard in the essays. That's something I think it's as important as the GMAT score. And also to create your own brand and to try to be unique, because they look for unique profiles. I think that's as important as the GMAT. And if it is possible to let you know to the admission committee.
Yeah. So basically you have to understand
before applying.
Yeah, of course. And if possible. Yes, it's something very important that Alvaro says with reason. So go visit the school. If you want to apply to INSEAD, it's easy. Any school in Europe is easy. If you want to apply to the US, go to visit, at least go to the East Coast. So it's very important. Remember, Alvaro, what I told you. Before you apply, you have to, they have to know you. So for instance, Nancy, who takes care of Spaniards, both MBA and MIN at INSEAD, she has to know you. She has to say, Alvaro has applied, and she has to red flag you. The admission officers with whom you're going to be in contact are not decision makers. They're more like sales. Their job is to bring qualified applicants, okay? But still, she can give a word, okay? She can give a buzz, okay? You have to see that one of the reasons why we do quite well, I believe that there are 3 reasons, but one of the reasons that is one of our brands is that MBA Center is also being the biggest one in Europe, the biggest company in Europe. We have 1,000 students. We have some weight. So when I talk to admission officers, they trust my judgment. Okay. So for instance, if I talk to Weaver, I cannot say the name, you may imagine who it can be. They follow my judgment because they know that we understand the business pretty well. And it's always a plus. And sometimes for some students who are really in difficulty, which is not the case of Alvaro, we can insist even more. So that's one of the big things of being a global brand like MBA Center. Okay. So what was the most difficult part, Alvaro, in the process?
For me, the GMAT.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really difficult exam, and that it seems that it doesn't have an end. But apart from the GMAT, I think that to create a good story that fits with the essays and with the CV, yeah.
That's easier to do, But of course, so in the case of Alvaro, we insisted a lot. Alvaro studies business and law. That basically he had now an interest for business more than for law. And then his father has a business, and he comes from a family of businessmen. So we insisted a lot on the healthcare project, which makes him stand out. Okay, and also on the business because you have a real estate investment company with your father. So basically, you somehow stand out. Even though I know in Spain it's quite common to have a real estate company, but in the UK or in the US or in Germany, far less common. Basically, that's what we said. And you have to see that there are few Spanish applicants. Okay. INSEAD this year in the MIM program, they want to recruit more than 20 students. Okay. How many Spaniards are there?
No, in the MIM.
Yeah, not many.
Two. Me and another guy.
Yeah, so they, okay. So he was not, I don't think that he was our student. So basically, that's something that you have to consider. So basically, they will take 120 students. You have to say, look, there are not that many Spaniards applying. So basically, the numbers are in my favor. Okay, so basically, when you apply to, even for IAC, by the way, if you're Spaniard, the numbers are in your favor. Okay. Whether it be for HEC, LBS, INSEAD, or even IAC, where they also they want really more Spanish candidates and students. Tell me, you have questions? So Mathilde, Ureta Estades Mariti. You have a question for
Hi.
us, Mathilde? Hello, Mathilde.
Yeah, nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
see you. Yeah.
And thanks for making the time. I'm actually very interested in LBS. I live in London. I'm married. I live there, so it's kind of the easy choice. I wanted to ask about, what's the GMAT score that's more or less requested, and also about the process. I think you mentioned that it's usually like around 5 months to prepare the essays. Can this be shortened in any way? I'm
Because you
looking
want to
to
apply
enter for
in
next year.
you want to apply this fall, huh? Okay.
That's it.
But you see, what's going to take time is the GMAT. When we
Yeah.
met, Alvaro, we met in July. Then you started to work on your GMAT. Then you took the TOEFL, and we have applied when in October, November. So we met
Yeah.
in July, and you have applied in October, November. So basically, Mathilde,
Okay.
you see, the long part is the GMAT.
Is the
And there's
GMAT.
very little that we can do. Okay, so okay, we could write 5 applications, 6 applications in 3 weeks. Okay, well, it wouldn't be a good quality work unless but the GMAT is like preparing a race. The body, the mind will adapt, and we don't know how well. But of course, the more you work, the better. Rather than that, there's something I wanted to mention with you. Okay, and I believe it is very important. It's the choice of the test. Basically, if you read my post, I suggest that you connect with me and Dr. Hubert TV. You connect with me, but that's something that I work a lot on, because I believe that working on tests. Maria, can you send my contact information, Maria? At least the LinkedIn profile, because I write a post every day, even more than one a day. And I think that what we have to see is that you have to consider also the tests. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, basically, there are 3 tests to apply for an MBA. Okay. Plus, there are in-house tests as well. Okay. Some schools have in-house tests. For instance, INSEAD MIM, as you know, has its own test called IEGAT. I'm sure that you have heard. Some schools have no test. For instance, Warwick Business School has no GMAT. Okay, so it depends. So basically, there are basically 3 tests. Okay, there are 2 that are very well known: the GMAT and the GRE. Okay, and if you apply to a US program, there's another test called the Executive Assessment Test. Okay, the problem that we have today is that the GMAT is from far the most difficult of these 3 tests. Okay, so I give you an example. Okay, that I'm going so. I have 2 of Kevin's students, and one scored 400 and one scored 500. Okay, so basically we agreed with IAC that they let them do the process. Okay, so they have applied. Okay, because if they don't get in now, they will not get in this year. Okay, because it's we're in May, close to June, so either they start this September or next September. And then we have switched for the GRE. Okay, so something that you can ask to Kevin, because he got a perfect GRE score, which is not my case. So you got a perfect GRE score, so you can make a switch, and they can be a big difference. Okay, and one of the advantages of the GRE is that you have a calculator, so on the screen, and the test is a bit easier. Okay, so me, I would say that's something I would discuss with Kevin, but that's something you can, for instance, you can do like an entry test, and depending on the level of the person, so okay, you can do the GRE or the GMAT because you score 300 and it's very difficult to get to 700. Okay, so basically that's something I would advise to do. So go to the GMAT class, very useful. But if you feel at some stage that the GMAT is not for you, switch for the GRE, and there are 2 reasons. First, the GRE is easier. Okay, basically you have to understand that the GRE has a scoring between 0 and 340, and the GMAT is 200 to 800, but the corresponding tables between the GRE and the GMAT are wrong. Okay, I will say that, for instance, a 320 is I would say 620 GMAT, which is not true. It should be a 550. Okay, basically the owner of the GMAT, which is ETS, has done a very good job. It's like if you say a Renault is as good as a BMW. Okay, imagine that you don't know anything in cars, and you say a Renault is as good as BMW. Yeah, I believe you. Okay, so for that, and second of all, the GRE averages are not published, which means that they can be more understanding, if you see what I mean. Okay, so check that, and it's important. So do the GMAT class, do test. If you score 700, 750, go for it, no problem. if you feel that you have a problem, switch for the GRE because it can make a big difference. Huh? Okay, so that's something that I really advise.
Okay.
And then for INSEAD, for the GRE, they would ask you for, let's say, 325, 330, and on the GMAT, this year for the MBA, they ask for pretty high scores. Huh? I never had someone who got INSEAD LBS with less than 660, 670. Huh? Basically, for the MBA, they ask usually for higher scores than for the MIM. Voilà. That's something that you have to consider. But of course, Mathilde, we'll be happy to discuss with you, huh? Maria, if you want to take an appointment and discuss your case. It's basically, it's like if you say I have $1 million, can you advise me what to do with $1 million? Okay, and basically that's where I am. Can you please advise me? You meet so many students. What is, in my case, what do you suggest? Okay, to do. Okay.
Yeah, no, perfect. Let's catch up later.
Yeah, and basically what I would say, strangely enough, there's not a big difference between getting Oxford and getting LBS. Okay, so I would suggest that you go for it. The only problem with LBS, but if you live in London, it's not a problem. It's the price, because of course it's quite expensive. Huh? By the way, if you go on my YouTube channel, I interviewed yesterday Thomas Peer, who is one of my students, and we're finishing LBS. We send you a link because they have to edit the video after the interview. It will be very interesting to see what it is. And of course, one of the big advantages of LBS, it's the 2-year program. It's in London, and it's a big plus. Even though me personally, I find that an MBA, 1-year MBA should be enough. Okay, especially when you're over 30 years old. But it seems that they don't regret, and they will always find a way out. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Carlos,
thanks a lot.
we have connected through LinkedIn. Do you have a question for me, Carlos? Hello, Carlos Cano, Sanuda. Carlos?
Yes.
You have a question for us? Yeah. Hello, Carlos?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but I don't have a question.
You don't have a question? What do you want to apply, Carlos? Do you have an idea?
Well, I'm not sure, but maybe not this year and neither the next year, maybe in 3 years.
Okay. Anyway, you can take your GMAT. As you know, the GMAT is valid for 5 years. Huh? Okay, so you can, even if you take it now, you can still apply up to, let's imagine if you take it in October 2022, you can still apply up to October 2027 and start in 2028. So it gives you a lot of time. Huh?
The
Okay.
universities, and the universities, they don't put you problems with, for example, if you have made this exam like 3 years ago, they are not going to tell you like, we want it from this year or from the last year.
No, not at all. I'm going to give you a funny example. I don't know how you write. I forgot how to write your name. Victor Guillot. It's another one. So I'm going to give you a funny example. I have a girl who was basically how do you write her name? Guillot. Who basically came to see me when after she came to see me after McGill, okay, and she basically she took the GMAT to get video, and I forgot how to write. She took the GMAT to get an MIM, and she got HEC, and she had a 720, and she has studied at HEC, and then she has worked in consulting. Okay, I'd like to show you the thing, and then after 5 years, I don't know what to find her, and after 5 years, she has taken she has taken the same GMAT, okay, and reuse it to apply for an MBA at Stanford, and she got Stanford as well. Okay, you understand? So it's possible. Where is she? I don't know. I want to show you the thing. Victor Guillot, Stanford, but she went to she got I don't know, because there are many ways of writing Guillot in French, you know, depending of where from which part you come from. Victor Guillot and Stanford. I don't know. Yes, I even wrote Rio. So I even wrote basically a post about her. Okay. So it's here. What can we put the post? I wrote a post. If you can find her, so I'm going to send you the post that I write her and how she killed two birds with one stone. So I explained that basically she used a 720 GMAT and then to get HEC, and then 5 years after she has reused the same GMAT score to apply to Stanford MBA. So can you imagine with the 720 she got HEC MIM, which is the best one in the world, and then Stanford MBA, which is one of the best one in the world. Okay, record video. So it's possible. Huh? Okay. Basically, Julio Gomez, you have a question for us, Julio Gomez? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Well,
basically,
maybe I have one. Can you
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, first of all, thank you for this. Okay, this is very helpful for us. So thank you. And I was going to ask, what do you think that this business school care most about? I mean, you can have a great GMAT score, you can have a great letter, as you said, Alvaro, to make them think that you are special, as you said, Alvaro. But do they care about your background? Do they care about your university grades? So I would like to know more about this. What things they care most about?
Alvaro,
Thank you.
can you say?
Mhm. I think the first part is having a competitive GMAT. If you don't have a competitive GMAT, I think that you are not going to be taken into account. I mean, if you have more than 640, you're going to be taken into account. And then I would say that if you fit in the university, if you fit in the business school, my advice would be that if you're interested in a business school, talk to the people that are in the admission committee, and try to know who are they looking for, and try to fix your background with that.
Yeah. So basically, what I would say, Alvaro is right. The GMAT. I'm sorry if you're disappointed, but that's why you went to you with Kevin today, because you know that the GMAT is key. Second of all, the right fit, of course. You fit with the school, with the value, with and finally also your difference. Basically, Alvaro, they took him because he's Spaniard. He has an interest for healthcare. He's also an entrepreneur. He has studied law, so basically he can bring something to the school. So always wonder yourself, what about my GMAT? Am I in the average or not, or close to the average? Then step 2, in terms of the rest, the career, the international exposure, the leadership skills, do I fit in? Okay, and then what can I bring to the school? So basically, what unique story can I bring to the school? That's the 3 criteria that you have to consider, Julio. And then of course we can consider. So basically, then with Kevin, we improve the GMAT, and us, we make sure that you fit into the program, and also we have a lot of one-on-ones that we organize with these top programs, so that they come to meet you and you somehow stand out. Okay. And what Alvaro said with reason, you have to make known yourself, and it's good to do one thing, but it's also good to communicate. It's the same thing at work. Okay. If you do a good job, but nobody knows that you're doing a good job, you will not be promoted. I'm sure that it happened to you to say, wow, this guy, I'm much better than him, and he got promoted, and me, I didn't get promoted because. So that's something that you have to do. So basically, communicate. Communicate on your unique difference. So basically, so we know about the process. Basically, Alvaro, why have you decided to take INSEAD? You got accepted in 4 outstanding business schools. Why why the INSEAD? Why the choice for INSEAD?
Well, first of all, because I wanted a international experience, and with INSEAD I can study in two different campuses, in France and in Singapore, and also you have 3 study trips in different parts of the world. Also, the network, I think it's the biggest one of the four of them. And the third reason is because I wanted to start a career in consulting, and I think it's the strongest one in that sector. So that are the three main reasons.
So basically, students are asking for your email, Alvaro. You don't mind giving your email in the chat?
No problem.
Alors, yes, that's basically it. So you have to say to yourself, according to me, it's good to have a brand, and especially you need to have a brand in the country where you want to work. Okay, so get a brand. Okay. Second of all, it's also important to see the relationship that the school has with your target sector. Okay, if you want to work in consulting, but yes, INSEAD is good. If you want to work in finance, LBS can be better. If you want to work in the industry, maybe Saint-Gallen will be better. Okay, so basically, and finally also how the program is structured. It's true that, for instance, INSEAD has 2 campuses. It's a good thing. There's another school that is like this. It's ESCP, and they have even more than even 3 campuses. So you have to see, and you have to see with yourself what you want to do. Alors basically, INSEAD has 2 campuses, one in Fontainebleau, one in Singapore, and also smaller campuses or executive education campuses in Dubai and in San Francisco that are not for you. But of course, many schools have several campuses or exchange programs. And you have to see that, for instance, INSEAD has an exchange program also with Wharton. If you study at INSEAD, you can go for an exchange program with Wharton for 2 years. Okay. Some schools even have like a double degree. You can have a degree from 2 schools if you study with them. It's very common for elective MBA programs. Yes, and for usually lower rank programs that offer you like 2 degrees. Anna Garcia, you have a question for us, Anna?
No, but thank you for speaking with us and all the information.
Yes, of course. It's I'm happy. Santiago, a last question? No, or you're fine with that? You have a question for us, Santiago? No more.
Thank you very much for Alvaro.
Yeah. Anyway, we have such a seminar. We have usually 2 seminars per month. Okay, one in the evening and one on Saturday. So the next one will be with Luis for Spain. With Luis, who has been accepted to MIT. And it will be in June, and I will see what you have on weekdays. So basically, last piece of advice for us, Alvaro, what would you say?
Yes, patience, hard work, and to start the process with time, because it can take a long time.
Yes, so basically, yeah. So basically, yeah. Basically, you have to be ready to learn. Learning is getting frustrated. I'm sure that the GMAT is very frustrating. You must even wonder yourself, but am I that good? I thought that I was a good student and I cannot handle this GMAT. It's very important that you handle frustration and that you also accept criticism, you accept advice, and that you show that you're ready to learn. Okay. So remember that last time I was in Switzerland and we were in class, and after class I said to a student who was from an hotel management school, I said, look, you had vocational studies, your math is quite weak, you have to work on the math. And I told him like this, okay, privately, of course. And the guy, he complained to one of our managers that I was good with him because I told him that he had to work on his math, okay, to be a better GMAT test taker. So basically, you also have to say to yourself, am I ready to question myself? Am I ready to go through some frustration? But that's the process of learning. Okay. So I will be in Madrid this Saturday, this Sunday, and Monday. Alvaro gave his phone number, so he's very nice. He's always ready to talk to you. If you have any question,
Without any
take
problem.
advantage of it. If you want to meet, you can contact Maria. Maria, did you give your email address? Yeah, you gave your email address. You gave mine. Yes, you gave your LinkedIn. And so Maria is managing the Spanish market. She's in Colombia, and she's always ready to help you. Thank you very much, Alvaro, for being with us. Okay.